whatchamacallit. I know. I got cigars going on today. I was, my philosophy is what it is. But I read this book with lots of pictures because I don't really read. And it talked about the samurai. And the samurai, what they do is before they go to battle, is they picture themselves dying in battle. So what's your worst fear when you go to battle is death. So once you picture your death, you have no fear. It is what it is. You just go do. So that's my philosophy for life. It is what it is, and it's fine.
Yeah, that's a very cool philosophy. And if you recall, this is about 2006-ish, so almost 20 years ago. Do you remember the movie 300?
Oh, I did. That was a great movie, and there was only really 30 of them, but they made them look like 300. So
that's right. And the philosophy of dying, the Spartan philosophy of dying, was to feast in Hades or something like that. It was like an honor and a privilege to die.
Yeah.
Because the only honorable way to die was to die in battle. Let's put it that way.
And there was a guy who actually survived the Battle of 300.
And he was
a disgrace to the Spartans. And then in the next battle, he's like blind in one eye and whatever, and they're fighting. He was killed in battle, and he was not given a hero's funeral because he didn't die in the first battle.
He's not a hero.
Like, he's not. He's just a big deal. You died. Good. You died. You should have died the first time, type of thing. So, well, while we're waiting for Usman, I'm going to light up my standard CAO Brazilian Amazon.
If you don't mind, I'm going to pull out a
whoa. It's a family show. You can't be pulling things out. So it's good that our history professor, better known as the sommelier, forgets to show up on time, even though he's the one who responded to the thing.
I will therefore start riffing on the history. You know me.
I know.
You know me. I make it up as I go along.
Well, I mean, that's life, right?
Yeah, well.
That's the way we do it. Hey, by the way, let me just say this to all the fans that are listening. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to 2025.
Oh, yeah. This is basically my last show, the first show of the new year.
Really? Are we doing that one again?
Well, we're not doing it again. We're doing it for the last time.
Okay. And why is this your last show again? Because I keep forgetting. Because every week is the last show, so I'm trying to just figure it out. So
you have to understand that in some way or form, I am a British Muslim version of Woody Allen. If anything like that could exist, here it is. Right?
Okay.
I've just said the most surreal thing: a British Muslim version of Woody Allen.
Right? I heard that.
Yeah, and so the commonality here is that whatever takes the mood, I will say that, and without any prejudice. If I feel like it's the last show, it's the last show. If I feel like it's a first, it's a first. That's the way I am. What can I do?
Wow.
I can't do anything about it.
That's like a philosophy that no one could live with. But no, for you, it's good. So listen.
It's a very woke philosophy, actually. It's like I feel like doing what I feel like doing.
Mm-hmm. But we're gonna talk about today the article that was in the New York Times, I think, and the article that was in the Economist about how it says one warning labels suck and how our generation. Apparently, we're the worst generation ever because we don't give a rat's ass. So it's going to be kind of fun. But Usman, when he shows up, he's a princess, and he's probably getting his hair done, his beard done. He's got things. Is going to talk about a cigar company today and give us a little history.
I tried calling him earlier on, but he didn't pick up the phone. So he's either AWOL or getting prepped up or doing his thing, because the format for this year's show, which you and Usman will be running, is what are
you, Stevie Wonder? My Sherry Amor. Okay,
I find sunglasses stop my eyes burning from the energy that you're radiating outwards.
I get that a lot from people. Yeah.
So you're quite resplendent. You're resplendent, and the very cool thing is, a very, very cool thing is, we catch you just at this cusp time where we see dawn breaking behind you. Yeah. So literally 5 or 6 minutes ago, when I logged on, it was dark. It was nightish, and I can see that the sun. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Well. By the way, have you started the show? If you started the show, should I
Yeah,
light
we have. That's why I lit
I'm
up. We started
actually
the show
smoking
5
the
minutes
same
ago.
cigar. I'm smoking the same cigar smoking last week, primarily
Okay.
because I'm working my way through a great box that a friend of mine gave to me as a present. So
Nice.
this is maybe the fourth cigar into the box.
Very
So
nice.
I'm really enjoying these Romeo y Julietas. That's how it's pronounced. I don't care how else anyone's pronouncing them. Yeah. These are the short Churchills, and I have a bit of a penchant for them these days. I'm enjoying them.
Calm down.
I like this format, by the way. I like the
I do
slightly
too.
focused in format. Well done.
Yeah.
What's going on? What are you
Nothing.
typing?
I'm telling Usman just said he's joining, and I'm like, sure, we're waiting for you. I like this. This is nice. Like when Usman comes, it'll ruin the whole format. I like this. This is very intimate now.
This is a good format.
I like this.
So I was explaining the format that you and Osman will be running on this show this year.
Yeah.
The format is that for the first 27 episodes, God, I'm tired just saying that. For the first 27 episodes of this year, look, there he is, right in the middle. No. Let's split. Let's go on the vertical screens.
All right.
I think that's even nicer. I'm enjoying this.
Hello, gentlemen.
I'm enjoying the verticality.
Oh wait! Before you talk about the new show and the new format, we have to do something since Usman's just joined us and apparently can't hear us. So while he's fixing himself, let's do this.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Bloody hell, not again.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live. Every Saturday live.
And just so you know, we paid extra for that second Everyday Saturday live. So yeah, we spare no money at this show. So
Osman, can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Usman?
Osman, can you hear us?
I can. Why are you just shouting?
Wow. You know what? We're gonna go back. We'll go back to this format then.
No, go back to the other format. The other format is better. The vertical format is written.
Right. Right, gentlemen. How are you? How is 2025 treating you so far?
Well, the reason I wanted the vertical format is because in this new format style 2025, something had to look visually different. So Stephen did this by accident, but I actually love it. I love this sort of like Brady Bunch kind of feeling going on. There was a lady. Look at Stephen's ripping. He's in it. He's in the zone.
That you're doing?
No, Usman, hang on. You're a little bit young for Brady Bunch. Brady Bunch was around.
Usman's only 25 years old, but he looks older. So
Usman is frozen. Can you see Usman's frozen? Hello?
No, he's moving. He's breathing.
I'm very much breathing. I'm just trying to send the link because you guys did not wait for a couple of minutes and just brought the intro in. So I was like, okay, let's.
I don't, just so we're aware, and I'm going to help you. We start at whatever at the hour. And you're the star. You're the star. And by the way, I already sent the link to those people.
Some of us are quite disciplined on
right. We're
on
disciplined.
Up,
let's go with that.
Being
dressed. We know you're a star, and you've taken the title of princess for 2025, and Viagra King, and we know that you're going to be a few minutes late. So Riza and I have to entertain the audience. We did a puppet show. It was very fun.
The only thing is I was going to say is I'm generally always on time. Except for the fact that when Raza decides to call me like half hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour before that. So whatever
I felt like there was an excuse. It is an excuse.
And I come back to check my phone, and then I have to ignore it so that I can go and do it. Like 15 minutes ago, like I'm gonna talk to you in 15 minutes, but he's calling, and I was like, okay,
some people complain, and some people just get on with the job.
Yeah,
Well,
whatever.
he just misses. Listen, this is no different than when the call we had at the end of the year on the 30th, talking about what we're going to do today. And I said I had 15 minutes.
Oh.
6 hours later, we're still on the phone. Hey, it is what it is. In fact, everybody, Gio, for the new year, happy, healthy 2025 to everybody.
Hello.
May you get everything that you deserve. So there you
Amen.
Your
Amen.
just desserts.
whoever he or she may be.
Right, in this format, in this 2025 format,
What format?
first 27 episodes,
What
and there's a reason
format?
why it's 27 episodes. There's a reason why it's 27 episodes. Usman,
What
you're looking
27
very
episodes?
puzzled. You're looking very, very
What-
puzzled, sir.
Yeah, what 27 episodes are you talking about?
He's talking
We're
about this.
talking about
And
27.
I just so you know, Ham, we're going to answer your question in a little bit, but first, Riza, at some point in the next 6 hours, is going to explain the format of 2025 and
It's
the first
Usman who's so
27 shows.
puzzled. The
What have you
format-
guys been doing like before I joined? I thought you guys were actually being productive. Oh, so
We
you
did.
were
There
wasting
was
time?
there
You
was
were
there was
It's you.
Oh my god!
we were making
Oh my God.
we were making fun of you. Then there was the orgy. Then there was the Orson Welles Film Festival, and now we're here.
Right, in the
now I know.
2025 format, Usman will start the first 5 minutes of every single episode with a Habanos history. These are called
When he shows
Habanos
up.
histories. Now, he's going to do what no one else on the internet or on YouTube has been doing. There are a lot of cigar reviewers. Some of them are excellent. Some of them are total fucking crap, yeah? But Usman is going to give us
Well,
5-minute histories. Look, he's frozen in time.
Nice.
Usman is going to give us
frozen time.
5-minute histories on the 27 different marks. I call them marks or brands within the Habanos SA production line, the Cuban cigars for anyone else, right? And there's 27 different models. Should we call them models or brands? What should we call them?
I think let's stick to the basic principle. Let's stay with the brands or marks.
Brands.
There are
So-
27 brands under Habanos. So there are 27 Cuban cigars.
Right.
I believe there may have been more. Some have died out. Some have emerged. But at the way we stand, there's 27. Usman will give us a 5-minute history every week on one of those. And this week, if anyone has been watching any of my social media or Instagram posts and stories, would have got a clue as to which one it is this week. Usman, which one is it this week?
What is this? What week? Yes, I so wanted to drink and see
was
that's how I am entering in 2025. This year I'm gonna make sure until Razat actually physically comes to Pakistan, I'm gonna be the teaser for him every single show.
Oh, you're upping the game.
That's
You
like the
want me
revenge.
to raise my game a little bit. Okay. Oh, I see. All right. Okay. Come on. So this week, Usman has researched and studied the history of Monte Cristo cigars. And we'll be talking at length for 5 minutes. What? Was that nervous laughter? I thought you meant the sommelier. I thought you could riff on any topic.
No. So Monte Cristo's it is. Just give me a minute. Oh, sorry, it was heavy.
No, if anyone's been watching my social media, it's about Por Larrañaga. Okay? Now, Por Larrañaga is one of my personal top 5 brands. Okay, and I'm very, very interested in this 5-minute rant that Usman is going to go on. But if you guys out there are new cigar smokers or seasoned cigar smokers, or this term, cigar aficionados, a lot of people like to call themselves cigar aficionados, but what they do is they normally buy 20-pound cigars and just fuck off, right? Okay, so whatever kind of cigar smoker you're out there, one of the things that's going to increase your appreciation of the stick that you are holding and the band that's on there is an appreciation of how it came to be in your hands. Has it been around for 100 years? Has it been around for 200 years? Does it have an interesting history? Does it have a mundane history? Now, I love this topic primarily because I find the history of anything fascinating. It increases my appreciation, increases the knowledge, and it also makes me sound intelligent in conversations with people who know much more than me. So if you want to come up to speed about Cuban cigars, this is the segment that you need to watch every week. You fast forward everything else, makes no difference. This is the segment that you need to watch. So cue the titles for this segment, Stephen, the specialized titles that have been made just for this.
That was it. David did. I think
See,
I don't
I-
think David made. I don't wait. Well, let me check. Maybe David did do a specialized title for this. Let's look. This could be
It's a
interesting.
bit last minute though.
No, I don't. No. David Doesn't have a special thing for this. Maybe next week. We'll get a special Cubana history. Dun 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum.
Q Usman.
Yeah. Those are all right, Osman. It's all you. You get 5 minutes.
Okay, right, sir. So hello, everyone. As Raza has already shared, what am I going to be doing in the next 5 minutes? Basically, they want me to just be there on the show for 5 minutes, and then they can do whatever they want to. So I have been.
Wait. First of all, that's not true. We didn't say that.
Wait,
We
so-
said we said you could stay for 6 minutes. Now, please continue. So,
you forgetting the fact. It was not-
Your 5 minute timer starts when you say the words Por Larrañaga, Usman.
See,
I will
that's
start-
exactly why I'm not saying it. And I told you, Stephen, this is going to be a fun one for Raza.
I can
Right?
see that.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys, I need the big screen. Please riff off.
Oh, you have the big screen.
Ready? When you say ready.
Oh, I am. Absolutely. I was
He was
born
ready.
ready.
He was born ready. Look
Right,
at that. Look
5
at that. He's
minutes
dressed for it.
starting now.
Yep. Right. So I don't want to be rushed like Raza wants to be, but I'll share with all of my brothers and sisters of the Leaf. So
4 minutes,
onwards,
50 seconds left.
from today onwards, we're going to be talking about the history of Habanos. And when I say history of Habanos, it is more to do with when the brand was conceived, how long has it been there, and more details on the brand. For today, I thought and decided on the brand that has been there in existence since 1837 and is considered to be one of the oldest when it comes to the brand in Habanos Portfolio. So I think anyone and everyone who knows the cigars, who knows the Habanos Portfolio more, have a better idea of the cigar and might have come across who's been smoking
4
longer.
minutes left.
Por Larrañaga was somewhat which was brought into existence or put in production by a gentleman named Ignacio Larrañaga in 1837. The brand has been there since then, so almost 185 years plus old today. Por Larrañaga has been one of those brands which has been considered to be one of the highest producers of Habanos around the Revolution days. So this was one of the largest producers and was considered to be a producer of the most premium Habanas available in Cuba. Having said that, in 1970s and 80s, the brand had a bit of a, I would say, impact due to the revolution, and almost all the premium ranges and the premium lines of Por Larrañaga were compromised and kind of were shut down. So Por Larrañaga did not have any premium hand-rolled cigars at that time. For the sake of knowledge, where does the entire tobacco and all that come? Por Larrañaga uses the same very fine tobacco from the Vuelta Abajo region in Pinar del Rio of Cuba, and is currently comprising of 4 standard production cigars, or vitolas as we call them: Por Larrañaga Petit Corona, Por Larrañaga Picadores, and Por Larrañaga Galanes. The Por
2
Larrañaga
minutes left.
Por Larrañaga Petit Coronas has been there for a long time now, but till 2002, and this is a very interesting fact for a lot of you who don't know this, till 2002, anyone who has smoked a Por Larrañaga or has a Por Larrañaga from before that, that is a machine-made cigar.
I think you scared him.
From 2002 onwards is when Por Larrañaga Petit Coronas became the standard production or hand-rolled cigars. Now they come in a cabinet of 50 cigars each, which is very rare given today's context, because a lot of cigars by Habanos are not coming in the 50 cab portfolio. And from that perspective, this is one of those cigars that one must try and get hold of. I would say
1 minute
one of
left.
the most beautiful cigars when it comes to the morning and afternoon smokes. It's a Petit Corona. Then the Por Larrañaga Monte Carlo is the 33 ringgit cigar, which has been there again till 2002 as a machine made and then a hand rolled. The Picadores is considered to be a Habanos specialist edition or Habanos specialist version of the cigar, but it does not have any special band on it. It is still the red and golden band, unlike the golden band on it. And the latest release was the 2021 Por Larrañaga Galanes, following the new fad of 52 ring gauge or the bigger or thicker ring gauges. Though the portfolio is now small on the Por Larrañaga brand, it is considered or classified as the other brands in the Habanos portfolio. It is one of the most favored brands when it comes to the regional editions, and this is the brand that has been quite used in a lot of regional editions.
That's
With
5
that,
minutes over.
before-
Done. Finished.
Before that, Raza actually says the 5 minutes mark.
It's done. 5 minutes over. No more information.
So I would like to thank everyone who has been listening very carefully while Raza was trying to sabotage the entire 5 minutes of history of Por Larrañaga. After and if somebody has noticed, and when they were gonna play that back, they would realize that after the 3rd minute mark, when he shouted and blurted 3 minutes, the only thing he said was 1 minute, because he forgot the 2nd minute mark, and he was himself
it was just-
wandering around here and there, and just now he's going to say, I was being polite in not doing anything. Having said that, I am going to shut up and enjoy my beautiful cigar, which I've lit up today.
What
which
I'm
is-
astounded. What I'm astounded by is it took Usman 1 minute to get to the word Por Larrañaga.
Por Larrañaga. So
Hold on, let's
Por
show everybody what
Larrañaga-
was smoking. There you go.
Por Larrañaga Prometidos, which is an exclusive for the French distributor, was launched. Was released in 2024. Was announced in 2021. So it was a memorabilia for the Caprova. So I decided to go with this, a 54 ringgit by 140, if I'm not wrong. I'm going to enjoy that. And now, while Raza is going to talk more about
Rant.
Por Larrañaga rant.
Now, for those listening in, if you are going to take something away from that 5 minute education, one of the things I learnt, which I did not know, so Usman's star point, it's called the star point, Usman might have to repeat this one, is about the machine-made
Sorry, sir,
element of the cigars.
Anything after 5 minutes is not accepted. I'm not going to talk.
No. We are revisiting. We're revisiting a point that you made about the machine-made element of these cigars, pre-2002 or post? It was pre-2002, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. So any of the current production cigars of the Por Larrañaga portfolio, especially 2 of them, which has been there for some time, or the oldest is Por Larrañaga Petit Corona, and the other one being the Monte Carlos. Both of them till 2002 were machine-made cigars and have been converted into handmade cigars from 2002. Whereas Picadores is in any case a late release because it's a Habanos Specialist edition, and the Habanos Specialist version started to come later in the 2000s, and the last one, the Galanes, is from 2021, which is already a very recent release.
Galane being one of my favorite cigars.
Yeah, thank you very much with that information, Mr. Raza.
I thought that was part of the information, and also the fact that the name Por Larrañaga means for, I guess, Mr. Larrañaga. It was done for Mr. Larrañaga. This was the rationale for the name. I put up a little bit of a poll about Por Larrañaga bands yesterday. I put up this thing about, do you like it? Do you think it's great? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's meh? 83% of people think that the Por Larrañaga band is super cool, just a bit like me. I don't mean they think I'm super cool. I mean that I also think that
I'm sure they know that you're not super cool, but it's okay. One.
It's okay. What will happen next week is, because this is my last show on this program, next week there will be a little stopwatch. There'll be a little stopwatch counting down, so I will not need to, because I'm a bit like a moderator. You know, when you go to sort of a university and you've got a moderator. A moderator has to let you know, as a matter of courtesy, how much time you have left in the production. So I'm very glad that you rattled off all those facts in 4 minutes, because you did take 1 minute just to get into it, sort of comfort zone-ish. But next time, I know it'll be boom, 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 like a bloody machine gun, like a Gatling gun. You will go with the facts.
Boy, right. Stephen, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, I was thinking that I took 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The counter says 26 minutes, so 20 minutes are being wasted by Raza already. Oh my god!
Pretty much.
Such insubordination. You could, if this was the army, you'd be pulled up on a charge. This would be sort of like, you know.
If this was the army, I would have not been here.
Yeah, that's great.
As simple as that.
Yeah.
Deserter.
It's not Israel. We don't have to join up at 18. Come on. It's not Korea. So, hey, before we start on a topic that's going to be really interesting, Usman has a friend. We're not really sure. But anyway, he has a friend named Ham. Now I'm hungry. Anyway, his name is Ham. It's not my fault. All right. And I got a friend named Turkey who can make a sandwich. So Roast Beef here says, Usman, a friend of mine was at, good luck with that name, airport. This morning, prices... Good for you. Prices were as low as I expected. Weren't as low as I expected. That's because most of the tax to take off anyway. Okay. Do you want to comment on that before we get into the topic?
Because there's not much tax to take off.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know where is the Gdansk airport?
Gdansk in Poland.
Okay, right.
That explains a lot. Their Navy have screen doors on their submarine.
A very famous shipyard at Gdansk, the Gdansk shipyard.
Right. Well, thank you for the information. My apologies for the less information in that part. Having said that, well, in prices in Poland are not that great that we all know. The prices will be lesser than a lot of places if you're going through the duty free and if you find something. That is the only time where the taxation is slightly lesser. But as expected, in Europe, there is a lot of this discussion on reducing tobacco and all of that, and bringing this more into the mainstream. And hence, a lot of heavy taxation has been implemented on the cigarettes, cigars, and all of that. And maybe that is one of the reasons. If you want to see better prices within Europe, I think Spain or Switzerland has the best so far. And in terms of taxation, Switzerland is one with the least taxation. So maybe you want to try any of those places.
Right. Hey, did I tell you about the Polish guy who won a gold medal? He had it bronze. Anyway, all right. How about the Polish guy that found out he had sugar in his urine? He tinkled on his cornflakes? No? Nothing? Okay. Just trying to help out. So,
what the fuck is this about? All of a sudden, we're introducing humor into a very serious show.
Your mere existence in this show makes it humorous. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So
I feel that in 2025 you've both turned into haters. I used to be I used to be quite
Weird.
I used to be quite welcome on this show, and now I find that I'm being squeezed out in one way or the
It's
other.
just because of
Even
you.
when Stephen verticalized the view, I was kind of squeezed out on the right hand side. There you go, kind of being squeezed.
There you go. Feel better now?
Now I feel like being squeezed and cut inwards.
Oh my
Inwards.
God. There's just no pleasing you. You're like a girl I used to be married to. Anyway, all right, let's see. Oh, Han says, thank you. I get my cigars in Dublin. You little Irish bastard with the name of Ham. He smuggles Cigar Club in the Bulgarias and somewhere else, saves me a fortune. So basically, Ham is a smuggler. Ham, thanks for telling everybody. Interpol watches the show. They'll be at your house shortly.
I salute you. I salute you.
Yes,
Ham.
we salute
Ham,
you for being
I
a
salute you.
smuggler. Thank you so much. So we only give the fans the best.
There's no
There's
rules.
something-
There's just rules that people just make up. People just make up rules,
agree.
right?
Talking
It's all
about
the same. Oh,
rules.
you've got to do this. People just make these rules up, right?
Talking about rules, this will be interesting for
The
Rizza.
only rules that matter came from
Even
God.
somebody made a rule: 5 minutes of education and then some other topic to be discussed, rather than just wasting time like he is. What are we
No,
going to do about that?
It's just the
rules
hating
change apparently on our show.
hating,
Here's
hating,
something
hating.
interesting, and I sent this to both of you, which I thought was interesting. There's two
Mhm.
things. There's an article that came out in The Economist on Thursday that talked about people that were born from like 1960 to like 1970.
Mhm.
They consider us the worst generation, and the reason is because we still smoke, we still drink. A lot of them are doing cannabis. We don't give a rat's ass, and we still have sex. And it's the generation, they say, that doesn't care. And then the next article I sent was the one from the New York Times that says the Attorney General is going to want to put a warning label now on alcohol that says alcohol can cause cancer. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to die anyway. Let me enjoy my life. I go outside, walk around the streets of New York City with all that pollution. If that's not going to kill me, good luck. And it's like, enough with the warning labels and enough picking on these Generation X and baby boom. I don't care anymore. It's so stupid to me that we have to warn everybody. You know what? If you're that stupid, you want to go out and you want to jump off an airplane without a parachute and you need a warning, then go. You want to smoke a cigar? Go. It's up to you.
Well, I have a viewpoint which I think for the first time Usman is going to agree with. Yeah.
I'm sitting down.
Right. Okay. In our
No,
part of the
I'm not.
world, in our part of the world, in
Yeah.
these slightly hotter regions, I think temperature and atmosphere has a lot to do with the way that people behave. Right. In our
Aren't
part of
you
the
the one
world,
who
if you
lives
want
in
to,
London?
sorry,
Aren't you the one who lives in London?
I live here, but mainly
Yeah,
just
that's not a
to
hotter
marinate.
climate. Sorry, we
I
don't
mean,
accept it.
I'm trying to get a word in, and it's very difficult if you keep interrupting.
Well, that's exactly how I felt in the first 5 minutes when there was like
But as the
1 minute,
moderator, as the
2 minutes,
moderator,
3 minutes.
as the moderator, I have to let you know how much time. Especially, you took 1 whole minute. I mean, let me not remind you, you took 1 whole minute just to warm up in the 5-minute segment. I mean, you kind of like, it said we may talk about this, but we'll talk about it later stage. You talk about the Habanos history. And there you go. Usman is in the stream with audio only. In our part of the world, if we want to discourage someone to do something, what you say is do more of it. Yeah. Oh, you want to jump out? You want to jump out of a plane? Jump out 50 times. Yeah.
Right.
And what happens? It makes people second. This is the thing. Paul, hang on. Why is someone encouraging me to do something? So I personally think on cigarettes, on alcohol, on cigar packets, yeah, you know what it should say? Usman, instead of saying smoking kills, quit now, instead of that, it should say smoke more cigars, see what happens.
I agree. Hold on. We're showing pictures for everybody. What's that? Oh, that's nice. I can't really see what it says. It's written in a funny language.
De la bouche et de la gorge. Smoking increases cancer of the mouth and of the throat.
Oh,
That's
all right.
Fumer peut tuer l'enfant que vous attendez. My God. Smoking will kill the children.
Well, thank God for that. I never liked them anyway. So, not losing anything with that. At the end of the day, my whole thought was these warning labels and this woke crap is getting out of hand. It's like, and then my generation,
It's to
and they're-
sell. It's to sell an industry, isn't it? It's to
Oh, I
sell
know,
it's. Yeah, I read the New York Times article that you sent me. What's the name of
Mhm.
the Surgeon General? Vivek something. What's his face?
I don't really know. We had dinner last night. He told me to keep smoking more cigars if I wanted to live
Right,
longer.
right. I don't know if you know that in up until the mid 80s,
Yeah.
especially in the UK. In the UK, I can't speak for the USA. In the mid 80s, most doctors would smoke cigarettes.
Yes, I
Right.
know that. While they
Okay.
examined you.
Well, while they examined you, no
Yeah.
less, right? Okay, this culture of, and it is a culture, it's a generational culture. I don't know if it's, I think every generation has a problem with the generation that went before it in one
Right.
way or another, okay? When it comes to music, when it comes to fashion, every generation has a problem with the generation that went before it, and then also has a problem with the generation that comes after it, right? But most of this crap, and it is crap, is really about selling medicines, selling healthcare services, controlling pretty much what you think, what you do, where you go. That's how I feel about it. And this goes not just across stuff that's considered dangerous or like smoking, for example, alcohol. It goes across a range of consumer goods,
Right.
finance, everything and anything you can imagine in this planet is all about how you can be kept or corralled into
Right.
a cage, and you stay there and you do that, and you're harvested for your energy and your money, and that's how I think, and that's how I've felt for a long time. I joke a lot about cigars, and Usman knows that I joke a lot about cigars, but ultimately, if you think about it, right?
Oh, about the dried leaves thing.
Not the dried leaves thing. Dried leaves thing is quite serious, but the joking part is the pricing of cigars, etc., 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 right? Or the pricing of medicines, as the topic. I mean, the topic that we are talking about right now um, uh, is the article that Stephen referenced in New York Times. Maybe you might want to put that in the link of
Sure.
this program if anyone is interested. But it's not a woke culture, it's just a selling culture. Everything is
Yeah.
sold to tell you what to do and what not to do, and it applies across the board. Well, I don't know what you guys think about that.
So I got one for you. I agree with what you said, but Ham, who's becoming my new best friend, and if he has a friend named Turkey and pastrami and corned beef on rye, yeah, I'm going. Ham just said that as of January 1st in Milan, they basically got rid of outdoor smoking.
Usman, did you send me that the Milan thing? Someone sent that to me yesterday. It was you, wasn't it?
I think so. There was something on that we shared. But Joe Childs, hey brothers, glad to have found this channel. Well, thank you very much. Welcome to the show. You get a lot of information from me and Stephen while Raza continues to be the joker amongst all of us. So please,
No,
with that, Stephen, what were you saying?
No, I was going to say, I find it fascinating. And to Riz's point, we're a society of like, do all these bad things. And then, oh, by the way, we have all these drugs to make you better. And the drugs make you sicker. I mean, not certain cancer drugs, like they do things, but really most of the other crap is just crap. It's like, and it goes back to my mother and my grandparents used to say this. If you have healthy genes, then you're pretty much okay. I mean, granted, if you're going to do cocaine and heroin and meth every day, it's probably going to screw you up. But if you're going to have an occasional cigar or an occasional scotch or blah, 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 I think you're okay. And you can comment on that, and then we're going to read. Joe has a question, so we're going to definitely ask. It's a pairing question, so we'll answer that after we touch a little more on this.
Well, I can tell you what I'm drinking right now. I'm fucking enjoying it.
Sure.
Yeah, I am drinking the Havana Club, 7 years aged.
This is hold on, Raza.
Joe's in the United States, so it has to be available in the United States.
Yeah, Havana Club would be. Havana Club actually is interesting. Yes, sir.
Raza, bring the bottle back.
Yeah, let me give you a close up, Joe.
Yeah. So anyone who might have noticed while Raza is showing, this is not a regular Havana Club 7 complete like bottle. It's and when I see in the close up, it says made and aged in Cuba, limited edition, because the Havana Club 7 logo and the Havana Club 7 packaging on the bottle is generally blue and red and all of that. This golden thing explains that this is something very unique and something as a limited edition, or something as a different one that Raza has been able to
It's
find.
got a UK, obviously it's got a UK stamp on
Yeah.
on the
So
back.
Joe,
Do you
unfortunately,
want to zoom in on that?
okay, yeah, Joe, you won't be able to get that one in the UK, and unfortunately, I'm a Scotch guy, so my pairing with my cigars is usually a Macallan, either 18 Rare Cast or 25.
And if you're looking for any of those in Steven's terms, pussy pairings, but my terms, non-alcoholic pairings, I am a fan for all those teas and coffees. Right
That's
now,
disgusting.
it's an English breakfast tea that I am pairing it with.
And what I've done is, because people have complained that when I finish my Scotch,
Uh-huh.
they get upset. So what I did is I poured more Scotch into this nice Hanukkah gift I got.
My dog and I talk shit about you. Rather, this
Yes,
is about
I got that from my dog. She got that for me, and I thought that was very sweet of her. She's like, and she, she has her own credit card. We're a progressive family.
And
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah.
Joe says he's a bourbon guy. Joe,
Oh.
I have a pairing for the pairing. The pairing for the pairing is the standard pairing. This is the
Coca-Cola.
best drink in the world with a cigar, any cigar. Okay,
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, the sweetness just cuts everything. So that's my recommendation. I don't know if you agree with me, but that's my recommendation.
and then we were talking about something causing cancer while he's just promoting sugar and sugar and sugar. Isn't that
No, we're
right?
talking about the Polish guy that
everything on
found.
this planet,
There you
everything
go.
on this planet at some stage,
Yeah.
once it builds up in your system, you will die of something. Okay, we'll all die.
Pretty
right?
much true.
None of us is going to live for 200 years. We might live for 150 years. Somewhere in this scientific dialogue, I heard, and this was 2 or 3 months ago, some great scientist said that if you can get past 2030, the year
Yeah.
2030, I think it was the year 2030, if everyone can live, then there will be the tech there to keep you living for an extended period of time.
Right.
Mhm.
Almost an infinite period of time. Now, I've been hearing this crap for the past
Yeah.
40 years. When I was at university, I did a physics degree at university. Everyone would be shocked to know that I'm that fucking intelligent. But having said that, right, okay, yeah, I did a physics degree. And part of my physics degree was the study of cryogenics, okay?
Right.
Not necessarily the process. It was to do with freezing solids, etc., etc., etc. And the cryogenics dialogue that has been running for even before I was at university in 1892, right? Okay, it was all about being frozen whilst you're still alive, so that you can be woken up, 100 years later, a bit like Woody Allen from the movie Sleeper.
Yep.
If you remember that movie, Sleeper. Here's a
Yep.
Woody Allen reference again, yeah. So this kind of dialogue's been going on for a long. Everything on this planet will kill you one way or the other. All these warning things, and I think Usman is alluding to this, is just to price you up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Oh, there's a warning on this bottle, therefore we'll charge you 5 times more for this bottle. You can still drink it,
Right,
but
right.
we'll warn you about it.
But it's kind of like prohibition. They like, and for if Joe and the other fans joined late, we were talking about the article in the New York Times that they're going to start putting warning labels on alcohol because they say it can cause cancer. It's kind of like prohibition. When prohibition happened in the 20s in America, like alcohol consumption was crazy. And then when they legalized it again, it was like, oh, it's no big deal. It's kind of like it's like cannabis now, right? Now that they're legalizing it throughout the United States, it's not less like, I got to smoke it. It's like, yeah, okay, I can get it whenever I want. It's no big deal. And it's kind of the same mentality. It's like, nobody cares, attorney or surgeon general. At this point, nobody cares. If someone's going to drink alcohol or Coca-Cola, with or without a warning label, why doesn't Coca-Cola have a warning label? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you want to put a warning label on everything. Listen, we all know things are not healthy for you, right? So you have to use your best judgment. But you putting a warning label on it, really, how stupid do you really take? Well, that's true. People under, like, say, 40, they're pretty stupid. But anybody that's 40 and above, they've actually learned to read and think. They can probably figure out that it's not healthy and it's something they want to do because they enjoy it. And that's, and I don't.
But what do you guys feel about this? Warning labels on any product, whether it's a smoking product or alcohol product or whatever else it may be, yeah? They're there just to price the product up. It's if
they're
something is
useless.
bad for you, if something is genuinely bad for you, and we live in a paternalistic, or some would argue a maternalistic society, right? They would
Right.
just outright ban it. It would say, look, cocaine will kill you. You're not allowed to have it. It is a criminal act for you to have it.
And so we can tax it.
Alcohol has been around since time started, correct?
Yeah.
Alcohol's been around since time started. Warning labels about what? What are you going to warn us about that someone 3,000 years ago didn't already know? You know, and same with this. I mean, I don't know who. Remind me of the person who raised the topic about Milan. Was it Ham or was it Joe?
Ham. Yeah, no, Ham and pastrami. He raised the topic. He can't smoke outside anymore
So
in Milan.
what do you guys think? What do you
That's
guys
stupid.
think? Milan,
Dumbest thing in the world.
No, it may be dumb, but do you think this is a trend that's going to hit other parts of the world? Is it something? Is it just a passing fashion?
No.
If you feel like what is the future? What is the future of cigar smoke? Because there's a program about cigars. What is the future of cigar smoking in the world? How do you think one day it'll be completely banned? Do you think it's sort of like dying out, or what is it? What is it you guys think?
I'll tell you this: when I'm in Seattle, and you cannot smoke a cigar at a cigar lounge. You can buy it, but then you have to go to your house to smoke. Yeah, when I'm in Seattle, and I go and I'm like, I'm going to get cigars to smoke, unless I'm going to go to somebody's house or their own condo, and even they don't like you to smoke, but who cares? No, you can't smoke anywhere. And I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, I think it's getting to a point where they're banning it, which is ridiculous. But people are still going to do it. I mean, it's like banning smoking while I'm walking the streets. Really? Then you need to ban the cars. The cars have more pollution than me smoking a cigar or a cigarette, if you will. Then no cars. Only walking in Milan now. That I want to see, because a model, she eats a piece of lettuce, she walks 3 feet and falls down. So I want to see that. I think we're coming to a society, and I've said this before on other shows, that it's a society of pussies. It's the pussification of the globe. There are no more men.
I think that's a technical word.
Yes, it is. I'm a doctor. I know that. It's the pussification of just the globe. There's no real men anymore. There's no real women anymore. There is nothing. And that's the problem. You have to be of a certain age to be, and I'm sorry to say this, to be a man. And you have to be of a certain age to be a woman or a lady. I mean, granted, you're a man by birth, and you're a girl or a lady by birth. But I'm talking about the sophistication of being a real lady or a real gentleman. That's a dying art, and there's only a handful of people. So that's my thought.
Joe on the thread is apologizing for sounding like a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
He is.
You don't need to apologize, Joe. The biggest conspiracy here is Stephen and Osman trying to muscle me off this show. That is the thing that we.
Stephen, is that a conspiracy or is that something we are actually doing?
No, I think that's in the contract.
I initially thought it was an act of insubordination, but actually I feel that there is certainly a shift in the 2025 paradigm towards a much more acerbic attack on my personality. And
you love your personality.
And
you love your personality.
I wouldn't like to pussy out of this, and basically I'll fight my corner for any of you who want me to.
Stephen, was it me who said that? I'm not gonna be there. It's my last show and all that stuff.
It's been Riz, just so we're clear. It's been, for you guys that are new to the show, it's been Riz's last show for the last 6 months. So
that's exactly why we had to be very sure that if we actually decide not to be there, we can still run the show, though he's the one who brought the concept of the show, and he's the one who actually started and decided.
It's his concept of a show. It's his show. He's the star.
There's on Baker Street in London. There's a gentleman's clothing shop, sort of a sartorial elegant shop, that's had a sale running on it, a closing down sale running on it for 30 years.
Oh, they're
Jewish. That shop does really, really well. Okay, it does really well because whoever walks past it imminently thinks it's a closing down sale, right? Okay. Now, there are some people who've been walking past that shop for 30 years who know that it's not closing down, but they find it amusing, and it's a little bit of a brain fuck because you think the price will be less in the shop. Okay. So what I wanted to do was
you have reminded me of the beer garden shop on the Oxford Street which has been there since then, and there has always been like 85% discounts, 90% discounts, and closeout sale. I was like, how the hell is it that every single time for 3 years I was there, it was always like that, and when I revisited after 11 years, the shop still said the same, and I was like, what the hell? So
That's
yeah,
what we call.
I know.
Just so you know, that's called a Jewish going out of business sale. I know that because that's what my uncle does. Hey, really quick, before we go off. to
Never
this
mind
topic,
the quality. Look at the length of the cloth.
Look at this. Listen, it's, we bought a radio station the other day. It's called WJEW, and it was 2000 on your radio dial, but for you, it's 1999. Now, anyway, Ham, my new best friend with turkey and bacon, he says in Ireland, they cover with an ugly green stripe, and they won't allow you to display the boxes or advertise them online. And he said, and Joe apparently is from Canada. Oh, Canada. And Joe says they tried that in Canada as well. Very
I know
unsuccessful.
about the Canada part. Yeah.
Okay, right. So just to add that, Ireland has done that, Canada has done that, and in Australia they have slightly bluish band, which is also all of these ugly looking. The whole
little
concept
blue.
is we make them in so plain and all of that so that it doesn't attract, because the bands are sometimes nice.
Yeah.
The problem with that, in my personal opinion, is how are you going to ensure the authenticity of the cigars? Because if I am one of those
It's
cheeky,
a covering. It's a covering. They put it over.
Raza, yes, that is supposed to be. It is supposed to be a covering, but in a few places, the reports have come that there is no band, the covering band even. So, which makes it absolutely worse and a problem for someone to realize if this is the original cigar which has been recovered or not. So,
I have an alternative suggestion. I don't know what Usman is going to think about this suggestion, right? And this is a fucking good. I mean, I only make fucking good suggestions, right? Okay.
You do something, all right.
Now, Stephen is not going to like what. Stephen is not going to like what I'm about to say. I think Usman is going to like what I'm about to say.
Sure.
Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Drum roll. Drum roll.
There you go.
That sounded more like you letting off. How about a band that says Cuban and non-Cuban? Yes! Kick, finish, game is
is he
over.
on some kind of medicine?
Roll the
today?
credits, show's over.
Then, yeah. I talked to his girlfriend. They gave him an overdose this morning of his Ritalin, and I think that's it.
No, just imagine Cuban cigars. Imagine when they arrive, like, the only importer of Cuban cigars into the UK is a company called Hunters and Frankel.
Right.
Imagine when the cigars hit their bonded warehouse, they put a Cuban flag over each of the cigars. Oh, such branding. Because if it doesn't have the Cuban flag, it ain't real. I mean, it ain't worth smoking.
Well,
if you know what I mean.
Just so we're going to break the news again, and we'll get to Ham's next question. But what people don't know is on February 1st, Donald Trump is lifting the Cuban embargo, so there'll be Cuban cigars sold in America. And because we said it here on the internet, it is true. And I am in negotiations to be the cigar czar, which is going to be great. And so basically, there'll be no Cuban cigars anywhere but in America. So you guys will be smoking non-Cubans. So welcome to my world.
Well, Ham, thanks a lot for joining in.
What's the likelihood that to counteract measures like that we'll have patterned wrappers? I mean, we've got patterned wrappers as well.
Right.
I've seen them from Dominican Republic, various colors, green and brown stripes, and you've got that the Filthy Hooligan cigar by is it by JR Cigars? The Filthy Hooligan, which is a barber pole cigar, is green and brown band.
Yeah, I've seen that. Right.
What is the likelihood that Cuban cigars will start doing that? Is there a likelihood?
I don't think so, because I think Habana is, and Uzo will know better, but in my opinion, I think Habana is still trying to keep the mystique, and it's the boxes and it's the individual whatever, right? It's their band. I don't think if they start putting Cuban flags all over it and this all over it, it's not going to do anything, because counterfeiters will still do it.
For a few people who might not have would have seen it. So Habanos has started to for these new fancy, and I'm using the word fancy and expensive releases, has already started a counterfeiting mechanism by bringing in the NFC based chips in either the box or they've gone and taken it to a next level when it comes to the cigar bands as well. So the latest, or the first time they did this was with the Cohiba 55th Premier box, which was a specialized box of 5 cigars released for Phoenicia. Which is the black box, and there was an NFC chip, so you can recognize if the box is original or not. The second time they did it with the Cohiba Siglo de Oro, which was the Zodiac sign release. And this year, or no, not this year, last year in 2024, when they brought out the Trinidad Cabildos specialized premier boxes for Hunters and Francao, the boxes had a chip, and the band of the cigar, the foot band of the cigar, also had an NFC chip. So you can actually recognize if this is original stick or not. And that is becoming a new feature. So I'm guessing that they're gonna be monitoring more and do more about the counterfeiting and all of that. But I'm not sure whether this is going to be something done on all the regular production cigars and all the cigars in the future, depending on the cost and all of that, because already the cigars have gone too higher in pricing, and if this brings in, this adds to the special releases or the limited editions. And yes, there is, but let's see how it goes from that perspective. To me, adding that Cuban flag or anything else, it just kills the purpose and just takes the mystique and the originality of the concept of the original bands of the cigars and how they beautify the cigar from that perspective.
That I agree with you, Usman. I agree with you, but based on this trend of covering up the band or replacing the band with a green band, or in Canada they cover the original band with a white strip. Where is it going? I know ideally we don't want that to happen, but where is it going? Are you aware of this trend that's going to hit the rest of the world, or is this just sort of a local thing? In the same way that the ban in open areas in Milan, is that a local thing, or is it a global phenomenon that we're seeing very early on?
I think this is going to be something which is going to be a global phenomena in the future, at least with the Habanos portfolio and production. I'm just trying to, while we're talking, I was just trying to figure out if I can get that foot band out of
The Cabildos one.
Yes, and show the NFC, but I think it's down there somewhere, which I can't see right now. And the only thing that came in my hand was the Premier brand. But if you give me a minute or so, I will. And while you continue having the conversation, I try to show that so people are aware of how Habanos is taking it further.
So explain the band now. So with the band with the new chip and whatnot, so what happens? I buy my Habana, and then how do I verify that it's real?
Just give me 1 second, and
I suspect you scan it.
I was going to say, I would think so, right?
I would imagine that it's got some sort of flexi chip in there. A lot of things have things like that. I mean, even clothing, high-end clothing, has that art. This thing about to verify the authenticity of certain products. They have chips in them. This ring, I'm wearing a ring that has a chip in it. You can scan it. It's just about absolutely everywhere these days.
Oh wow!
But
yes,
you find it?
Yeah, of course I did. Right. So this is the foot band of the cigar.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the foot band of the cigar.
Hang on, let me take a photo. I'm going to take a photo. Get it close again. Ready?
There we go.
Yeah, on the Trinidad Cabildos. So if you see, it shows all those golden accents and all of that. And I'm going to open it for you guys. So if you open the band, here, can you see?
Wow, there's a chip. There's your chip.
Hang on, let me take a photo of that as well. Usman, get it close to the camera.
There you go.
So there's this chip on the band, which makes it recognizable. So all the phones which are NFC enabled if you bring this band closer to your phone,
Right.
it will automatically open the website and the verification about the cigar. It will show you that this is an original and authentic product, which has been released by Habanos, and to confirm that this is an original cigar, and that's how it is.
Oh, very nice.
And the best part, that since it is the official thing, so it will take you to the Habanos verification site. So the best thing about it is that in case somebody decides to be creative and introduce these even in the counterfeit, or just show something of that sort for
Mhm.
not many people available, even when they tag it, it will not automatically. So I'm thinking that is the safeguard they've put into these chips, and hopefully this should be there. But again, as I said, this is primarily being possible on the higher end and expensive cigars for now,
Right.
because I'm sure the technology is going to cost them a pretty penny. The fact that this is a box now available for somewhere around £1,000 in the United Kingdom,
Wow.
makes it to £200 a stick. Not everyone's gonna buy that expensive cigar. So, and if you are going to be one, you would definitely want it to be very sure that this is an original cigar. So for that, it is fine. But if you're gonna go for a cigar which is gonna cost you £20, £25, and yes, for the ones who are listening, there still are a lot of Cubans that are still in that pricing. This is something which might not be possible in that, given the fact that they are a very, very low priced already.
Question for you, Usman. The band, the footer that you just showed me, you have to take it off to scan it, or can you scan it without taking it off the cigar?
No, you just keep it on the cigar and just scan it as is. You don't have to take it off.
On that
you don't
finger,
have to
or on that finger, or the other finger?
Anyway.
Any finger. You can scan it on any finger.
In your case, on this finger.
The love of 2025
The
is
love
coming through.
of 2025 has a different flavor to it.
I was gonna say,
I know. It was
It's almost smoking like a non-Cuban cigar.
here's what's really fun. Joe said he tried his first Cuban a few weeks ago, and I said you should try a cigar next time. But he's going to try some more Cubans apparently. So I told him some non-Cubans to try would
What
be
did
the
he
EGM.
smoke? What did Joe smoke? He said Cuban.
No, I don't know if he's still here. Joe, what did you smoke in the Cuban land?
I'm
But
quite
for
interested what he smoked as his first Cuban cigar.
Yeah. But for non-Cubans,
Normally, Usman the sommelier would have said this, but I
Yes.
feel that I have to compensate by asking this question. Which cigar did... Look at him, look at him. The firing is coming back.
For everyone's clarity and understanding and reminder, the sommelier was told to shut up after the 5 minutes of the
That
interview.
is not
The
true.
time was up.
I'm just trying to play by the rules. That's it.
Time was up after 5 minutes. No, this was on the Por Larrañaga segment that you spent only 4 minutes on.
There we
No,
go.
you said 5 minutes.
I know, but for the first minute, you were talking about what you couldn't talk about. You said that I would talk about the Habanos history. And
My choice.
okay, you know what? On the next installment,
There we
I
go.
will not say a word for 5 minutes.
Stephen, can you believe that? Stephen, can you even believe that?
That's a short. That's a short right there. That's a short right there.
In fact, what I feel as for 2025 is the new format, yeah, I feel the show should start with Usman. With no disrespect to Stephen in this sense, but just so that Usman is in control of the vehicle at the beginning.
Sure.
Usman should open the show with the 5 minutes.
I think that's a great idea, but he actually has to show up on time when we get here and start the show. We had to wait 6 minutes for him. So I'm just saying, we had to fill in the air. We can just sit here and look at each other until he shows. No one's going to watch that. And on the podcast, it's just
as they call it, fashionably late.
Yes, he was fashionably late. For the first 5 or 6 minutes,
I was doing the fashion, and then I was late.
There you go. And that's okay. But that's what I'm saying. So
I
we
actually
have
put on a jacket. I put a jacket on for Usman today. Usman's presentation.
that's
So
nice.
Usman is feeling a little bit sort of left out. He's thinking, "Oh my God, I didn't get my 5 minutes in." And you got your 5 minutes in. I put a jacket on just for you.
I put
Just for
pants
you.
on. Yeah.
Huh?
So I put pants on today for this. So I was pretty happy. So there you go. So now next week, do we know who you're going to talk about by any chance? Or is it a surprise?
Pardon?
Sorry, what?
Are we talking of the next week's brand?
The
Your
5 minute segment on
your
which
5-minute
brand?
segment.
Can we pick the brand? Can we mutually pick the brand for next week?
Okay. Yeah, you go for it. Those are which one?
I would like so I have my top 5 brands. Okay,
Right.
my top 5 brands, which are not everyone's top 5 brands. I
course.
would like to Usman to give me a historical breakdown of Partagás.
Oh.
All right, sure.
Now,
I like
Partagás is an easier one, but easier one because Partagás is very well known. There's a very, very good book on Partagás, the history of Partagás. What I really would like for Usman with his incisive knowledge of the industry and of cigars, is to give us those facts that most people may not know about. The sort of I won't say alternative universe. It's really good to give a base grounding of where a cigar brand started, who it was started by. I mean, a lot of these things can be Googled up. People don't do it enough, in my opinion. And I think Usman, as a cigar, I would call him, first of all, he's a cigar aficionado, but he's also an enthusiast in the correct way. People love calling themselves cigar enthusiasts. I even know someone who calls his Instagram handle a cigar enthusiast, but he's a fucking idiot. But the thing is this, I want Usman to give me, because I don't have an off switch. I just no fucking off switch. Come on and get mauled, right? Okay.
That is
The
exactly
thing
why
is
we
this,
laughed
yeah?
when you said you were not going to talk for 5 minutes.
What I want you to do is do Partagás, but sort of the oblique history, where
Okay.
stuff that people are not going to necessarily know, and that is really interesting. I mean, I can give you one of the sort of like a teaser history. My understanding is that Mr. Partagás was actually murdered while riding his horse from one town in Cuba to another town. Am I right about that, Usman? I read that somewhere. I think as a brief foray.
That's a personal history. I'll have to learn more about.
Yeah. No, but I would love for you to give us a sort of dissemination on Partagás, the brand, sort of like, I don't know, 10 key facts that someone who's new to cigars, who was it who just smoked their first cigar, Cuban cigar, who was chatting to us just now?
Joe Childs.
Joe, someone like Joe I would imagine someone who's in that kind of like starting out, very enthusiastic, wants to get to know, right? Oh, they've got 10 hits on Partagás that start up a whole bunch of different conversations in their cigar smoking, group or community, and it also increases their own personal pleasure, to smoke a Partagás. You are smoking history, and where is that history from? Another one of my favorite brands. Actually, can we have a quick poll amongst the three of us? What is your favorite, and it can be for many reasons. What's your favorite Cuban brand, Usman?
H-Upton.
Oh, wow, I'd forgotten. You're the one who you and two or three other people have encouraged me to smoke more H-Upmans recently. I have been. Maybe instead of Partagás, you could do a foray into H-Upman. That's your favorite one.
I'm okay with doing any of those. I mean, in any case, one of them has to come one or the after. So
Yeah,
we can.
they're both. Yeah, I like
Stephen?
I like Upman and Partagás. I'm a big fan of both. I like the H Upman, especially the presidents, the 54s.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like when I can get the hold of those, and there's a box for sale from my guy. He ships it to me when I'm in not the United States. I get as many boxes of those as I can, and I enjoy those. And I like my Partagás D's. I just think they're a great smoke. Those are my two favorite Cubans, and I haven't tried the one we talked about today.
Okay, two of my alternate favorite brands, which I've been smoking quite a lot. I mean, Por Larrañaga, Usman referenced today, are Vegas Robaina and Quaba.
when we're talking about the Vegas Robaina, I think that is going to need a little more than 5 minutes, given the fact that Vegas Robaina has a very interesting history, and it is still one of those brands which not many people know about, but the Don Alejandro's personality overshadows and is grand enough for people to know more about it and know more about the cigars. So I think when we come to that, we'll talk more about it.
That was my last. That was my last major smoke of 2024. Was the Vegas Robaina Don Alejandro at Tom Tom. What a cigar!
Oh, let me
what
pick that
a
up.
cigar!
Pick that up. So,
What a cigar! I mean, one of it. I mean, it's a big. It's double Corona size, isn't it, Usman?
Yes, sir, it is.
So pick one for next week. Can you announce it now? Which one out of all the ones we spoke about? Which one would you like to go with next week?
I'm okay with anyone.
But which one? Which one would you like to? Which one do you feel right? I feel
Well,
like this one.
Since we have given you a lot of heat today, I would still like to kind of put the bandage on that and do Partagás as you wanted it.
there you go.
For me, the bandage would be Vegas Robaina. Actually, I'm happy for you to have 5.5 minutes on the next show.
I'm gonna give you 5 minutes and 3 seconds if you do the Vegas one. There you go.
No, Usman, no. Vegas Robaina is a fascinating brand. It's just a fascinating brand. Yeah. Do an unlimited rant on Vegas Robaina.
Let's do the Robainas. Let's do the Robaina.
Vegas Robaina is, and my understanding is, Vegas Robaina is one of those brands that that exists outside Habanos. Am I right? Or
no, not anymore. It is part of the Habanos portfolio.
But originally,
originally, technically, all of them were out of Habanos portfolios before the revolution. What are you talking about? All of the ones which have been in existence before.
It existed. So the Vegas Robaina existed out of government control. There was something about this Vegas Robaina story.
Let's wait for the episode.
It's gonna be. This is like a Saturday morning cartoon when we were kids. It's the cliffhanger. It's like and then the horse is about to jump, and then it goes, "Okay, we'll see you next week, kids." So this is the Vegas Robaina for next week.
And one of the most interesting things about the Vegas Robaina band is that it's got my initial on it. It's got an R. This is a golden R.
Oh, it's a golden something. So
now,
golden shower. Who knows? Anyway, what now? So guys, it has been to the fans who are going to watch and the fans who made 2024 a great season for us and has made us really the fastest growing cigar show on the internet and on podcasting. So you'll be able to catch this podcast later today. If you didn't see the show live, and if you're listening to it now, then what I said doesn't make any sense. But anyway, we're live.
Last show so entertaining.
Here we go. Yeah. We'll see you next Saturday. Anyway, we're live every Saturday morning. So if you'd like to ask questions, as Ham and Cheese did, as well as Joe or anybody else, feel free. Leave your comments. We put shorts out. If there's anything particular you want to see, please let us know. And if you're a cigar brand and you think you have the cojones to come on the show and deal with the three of us, we'd love to have you. And if you're a Cuban cigar brand,
or even Usman was particularly aggressive this year.
Well, at least
I'm having to second guess my own nature and sort of like a little bit cowering and holding.
Oh, here we go.
I'd say the mission was successful, Stephen, in that case, that he's felt it. Well, Ham said, "Gotta go, man. Catch you again." Usman, I look forward to your next Cigar Keep Zoom. But before that, Ham, I'm gonna tell you one thing before we leave. This time, it's not me who's going to be doing the Cigar Keep Huff or hosting the Cigar Keep Huff, because the first Cigar Keep Huff on the 9th of January has already been committed by our dear friend. Someone who's looking there. Where? So Raza is the one who's hosting the 9th.
This guy's gonna host it. Wow.
Can you believe? Can you believe they let someone like me host something that prestigious? I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get onto the Huff, and then someone's gonna press the censor button. That's it.
I know that.
All over.
Don't worry. Kirby and I would be definitely looking for
Yeah, I'm sure. Yep. and here's the best part. I have a meeting on the 9th, but I'm going to move it now, knowing that you're going to host. I am not
Yes.
missing this for
Yes.
anything. I'm going to be on that like white on rice. I'm going
Yeah.
to be watching that
On
puppy.
it.
'cause
On it like a bonnet, as they say.
wow, look at you. He's a poet. And he doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
No, I
So-
do know it. I do know that.
Wow.
That I mean,
Then you're modest. The modesty just comes right through. I think so.
Yeah.
So, well, everybody, thank you for watching or listening, depending on where you get us. Feel free to leave your comments or snide remarks. We'll see you next Saturday live with our sommelier and our host. We'll see how long Riza doesn't speak for next week. We'll take bets. There'll be bets in Vegas. There'll be a line. You can dial 1-800-BET-RIZA. And then for everybody that goes to the Cigar Keep, we'll see you this Thursday at 6
Yep.
o'clock London time. And then we'll see you here on Saturday. If there's anything we can do for you, let us know. If you have any questions, let us know. And other than that, boys, I think we're done unless somebody has anything.
No, well, we're all good. Thank you very
We're all
much,
good.
everyone, for watching.
Don't forget to
Wish you
subscribe
all-
and like.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like. Wish you all the best for 2025. And let's hope Raza doesn't talk for the next 5 minutes in the first one of the next show.
He will. Hey, and by the way, Riza, don't go off the air. We're still going to talk after.
I was waiting for
Yeah,
that to come.
Yeah. I have to
With
remind you.
Yeah, with that, bye-bye, everyone.
Cheers, everybody.
fucking hell, thank God that's over.